Okay. Let me... Okay, so this is my casual save. I will rename it to Game Data Casual in preparation for all riddles. Yeet that. And I think... Okay, I think I'm gonna go ahead and fire up the game.
Not long ago, in a town much like yours,
Oh, hey.
there was a
Okay,
young
yeah,
woman
won't let
who
me
was
skip
very
the opening
happy.
cutscene. Oh,
Until one day her
the
heart
riddles,
broke so violently that
so
her
it's
sorrow
basically
echoed
a
through
100%
space
run,
and time.
because this game has Zodiac riddles that
So
are,
our saga
like,
begins tonight.
that are the
Yet
achievements,
eons ago,
and
just here,
you get...
yet light years away.
Yeah, so since the game itself is basically an auto-scroller, any percent is kind of interesting, but... Oh, yeah. Yeah, the one that I accidentally got was, skip 10 cutscenes in a row. That's the one that I am least confident in my ability to get, in the route that I have, this time. So yeah, Zodiac riddles, so they've got slightly cryptic hints. You can see none of them are solved on side A, none of them are solved on side B. There are a total of 24, and timing starts when I start playing this first level. And I wrote an auto splitter that I was testing on my last stream for any percent, and I have extended it so that it works just as well for all riddles, which isn't an official category yet because mods have more important things going on, which is fair. But yeah, now that there's about to be an actual run, hopefully that will change slightly. So yeah, actually, while I'm not quite technically in-game yet, let me adjust my stream setup a little bit here so that the entire screen, the entire game screen is visible, just in case it becomes important at some point. Okay, so I've got that. Yep, I think that's all good. Starting at 3, 2, 1, now. I'm going to be skipping all the cutscenes because I don't think there's ever an instance where you actually need to watch a cutscene. And I'm going to start by immediately pausing and unpausing 12 times, because the first one that we're going to get in our route is to pause and unpause 12 times in a row. We're also throwing, and I'm trying to get as few points as possible, because the next one that we're going to get is don't get a rank at all on this level. Now, generally in this game, even bronze is really easy to get if you aren't trying really hard not to. So this is going to be mildly difficult. It is far from the hardest challenge, or far from the hardest riddle involving not being good at the video game, but it's... Actually, I think it's the easiest of the ones that are just be bad, but it's still tough to get accidentally, although somebody on the Discord was mentioning that they got it accidentally. Maybe they, like, had a friend borrow it or something, I forget the details.
No rank.
So now we're going to play that level for real. Because one of the riddles is get all of the squares, and another of the riddles is get you complete it in a mode that you unlock by getting gold in every level. So we need all golds and all squares on every level. Yeah, and as you'll see once I get further into the run, some of the riddles are very difficult and finicky, so unless you have a really great consistent setup, you're going to have to try and retry to get the riddle completed, and so that would create also some room for variation. Because as it stands, people in the Discord were talking about maybe trying to get a race submitted to GDQ, but with no special changes, then it would likely be a tie, because if you don't die, then you're basically playing at a fixed speed, especially if you skip all the cutscenes. Or if you don't skip all the cutscenes. If you skip cutscenes, then technically you can menu very slightly faster, but that's not really all that interesting. And the strict any percent includes some death skips, because it'll let you skip past parts of the game that you aren't that you fail on, and sometimes that's faster than just completing them. But yeah. So yeah, but that's just a routing thing, and so there's very little execution in that category. There's kind of, there's a very fixed floor for how fast you can go at any percent, and so an any percent race, this game is beautiful. But yeah, an any percent race would, probably not be all that interesting. So one thing that got suggested is any percent blindfolded race. I think maybe only one person has done a blindfolded run. That would definitely create some additional variation in everything. I would probably want to try that myself to see if I enjoy running it. Another thing that got suggested, I think it was by me, was a score attack fight instead of a race, because the time is kind of fixed, assuming you don't, die, but the score itself is not, and so that could be a little bit more interesting, is if you have people going head-to-head, seeing who can get more points. Yeah, another option that has yet to be established, but would probably be viable, is to do this category. Okay, so the first level we played through twice, and the levels after that we have played through once. This level we're going to have to play through 3 times, because one of our riddles is get 3 golds on this level in a row. Thankfully, the golds are pretty easy to get once you know where all of the squares are, and like all the setups to not die and stuff. I was doing a practice run earlier of a small piece of stuff, and I just like could not get gold on one of the levels, but that one is like, I'm pretty sure it's fairly widely regarded as the hardest level. But yeah, for basically the rest of them, I'm pretty sure I can get gold first try on everything. And this one I have... Laser Love is the one that's really difficult to get gold in. Somebody on the Discord got a wild rank on YOLO before they got a wild rank on... it's the one where you're shooting the lasers at the robot wolves. Yeah. One of the things that has me a little bit nervous about trying to submit this to GDQ is that I'm not sure that there's a whole lot to say, especially when you're replaying levels for the second or third time. Aw. Okay, so that is the first gold that we need on that level.
Heartbreak.
So this is going to be the second. This game is like the textbook definition of like, I'm slightly irritated that I have to replay the exact same stuff over and over, but at least the music slaps. especially for the ones that are super grindy. Fighting Hearts was pretty gnarly the first time I was trying to get it, because that's another one that involves being not good at the game on purpose. And that one's incredibly difficult because you can't just not be good. You also have to not be bad. You have to be very medium. I have no idea. I have not unlocked Wild Rating since this is a fresh save file. That's a very good question. I would assume that getting a wild rank will count as gold for this, but also I'm not sure about that, because getting too high can't count for something lower, at least in every case, because of the riddle that's get a gold on this level, silver on this level, bronze on this level. I got gold, silver, silver by accident, and then didn't get credit for it, so... Yeah. Yeah, because I never unlocked wild rank on my casual file. I never even made it to silver on YOLO, my casual file. So, yeah, that would be a bit of a nuisance to get to the point where you could test, at least with where I'm at. But if you've got a casual file where you don't have that riddle yet, then you're basically set. Although, in theory, I suppose I could, like, use cheat engine to reset the Zodiac progress in a file that's already done, but that would feel kind of gross if I was, like, doing anything meaningful with that. If I'm just testing, then it's probably not the end of the world, but... So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get one of the other riddles while I'm here. That is the get a KO with only one punch thing. I tried, in one of my practice runs, I went for that on the timing that looked like it lined up with the end, so it didn't like have to wait for it to slow down, and it didn't give me the achievement. So I think you have to wait until it slows down to get credit for that one, or maybe at least like get the timing better than I did. It would probably also work to do that. Yeah, this is one of those places where you can like screw up and get a massive time loss, because if you die in the wrong place and cap out at silver, then you have to get all three again. which raises unfortunate questions about marathon safety, considering that that'll take you like 15 minutes to recover from, I think. I wonder if it counts if you pause and restart before the end of the level. Does that throw off the 3 golds in a row? That's another thing to check at some point. Yeah. Yeah, a thing that I saw that may have been an entire suggestion, or maybe just a piece of a suggestion, on the Discord was to do a YOLO race, and you can switch to level select if you need to, but since you skip the level transitions in YOLO, it's still faster if you haven't died and needed to switch, but still marathon safe. Yeah, I was thinking blindfold on wizard, wizard on magician on blindfold is probably another important backup thing. Although that creates some questions because any percent with death skips is a category that I don't think I find all that interesting, but like if you run a category with no death skips blindfolded, then what happens if you're failing? I think that might come down to like just an honor system thing of like don't throw. Yeah. Because, like, conceptually there's a difference between skipping because you want to get through the level faster and skipping because you want to not be flailing against the same wall for 15 minutes in a row. Yeah, I would want to get a couple more any percent skipless runs under my belt before I was interested in blindfolded, but I would absolutely be down for that eventually if I don't just run all riddles from now until the end of time. I definitely want to submit all riddles to GDQ if I can get the run to a point where I'm satisfied with it and like comfortable like committing to doing it like all of the annoying achievements consistently. Yeah, I hadn't necessarily been thinking of Zodiac as a race, but I guess there's no reason it couldn't be that. With that coin, I'm gonna have to go back for that. Sometimes I just reset the level immediately when I miss a coin, because there's no point finishing it out anyway, since I'm gonna have to get that coin, and getting all of the coins basically guarantees you a gold. But for that one, yeah, I feel you. That would also... Yeah, I think it probably makes sense for just people to submit what they're comfortable with, and we can get people together on the Discord for, like, okay, who all... Like, which category do we think would be the best to race? Oh, I whiffed... No, I whiffed a different coin that time. So that's why I didn't quit out last time. Aha, there we go.
Gold rank.
Yeah, I think at least conceptually, score fight is an interesting race category idea, just because... Ow. Just because there's... It's the shortest category, but still, like, interesting to watch and not just a tie. Well, I mean, in recent years, they started having things that aren't just finish the game as fast as possible. Like, there was a Guitar Hero showcase and stuff. There's a chance that they would be down. It is kind of distinct from conventional GDQ structure, yeah. Yeah, that would be kind of interesting. Yeah. Yeah, I think... Yeah, the main reason I hadn't been thinking of Zodiac as a race, yeah, is, since it's gonna be a longer run, like, even with perfect execution, you still have to play a lot of levels a lot of times, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's physically impossible to get sub, like, 2 hours, in all Riddles. Having that with, like, the number of, like, possible run killers you can get, like, as a race, like... Oh, yeah, that one's... Yeah, that'd probably need a disclaimer about... Yeah. Whiffed the coin. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and reset for that. Ow. Okay, hopefully that was enough of those for me to get a gold. Oof. Can I get an F in the chat for that one? Cut off for gold is 40.
Dead of night.
That is so frustrating. I had it, and then I threw at the last possible instant. I whiffed the coin. Yeah, there was a lot of stuff in the source code about, like, making sure all of the, like, menus and stuff get synced to the tempo. So the reason that I have to keep resetting there, in case anybody isn't aware, is every time you pick up a heart, the points that you get for picking up the next heart goes up. But if you die, then your combo resets, and you lose all of that. And if you're trying to get an actually high score, then that'll basically make it impossible. Especially on levels like this that are tough to begin with. Okay. Breathe in. Breathe out. Whew, that was close. There's no cutscene on that one. Ah! I always whiff that coin. Hope that doesn't kill the gold. I'm choosing to believe. Whew. Okay, somebody yell at me after this level, because we have to quit back out to the menu after this level, or else we miss our best chance to get one of the riddles. Okay. So quit back out to menu. Thank you. And now we have to idle and wait for the song to play and the intro cutscene to start playing again. So this would be a time to read donations if this were GDQ. This is my stream, so that was a time to say hello, chat. How's everybody doing today? Nice. Okay. So the song played. Hey, there we go. So yeah, this is probably one of my favorite levels. I whiffed a coin again. Yeah, I'll reset for that. You are absolutely correct. An A press is an A press. You can't say it's only a half. Ah. Okay, so you can't actually get... No. Cactus, no. There's no cutscene to skip. Okay. So yeah, Half the time I get that one wrong, because you can only get to that square if you start on the left, or on the right path. It would probably help if I knew which direction was left and which direction was right. So now they've got swords. Now they have one large sword. That square... okay. Does that kill the gold? It's probably gonna. I'm gonna choose to hope that it won't. But yeah, that square took me forever to, like, actually find in my casual run, because I, like, saw it out the corner of my eye the first time that I was running that level, and then I, like, looked again and it wasn't there, and so I just kind of always assumed it wasn't there. And then I thought I had all of the squares, and I, like, didn't have the achievement for get all the squares. I was like, what is this? And I was like, oh, wait. Oh, that is a thing. Ow. Yeah, this is gonna be a not gold, I think. Yep, that's silver. Oh, cactus. No, there's no cutscene. You can't skip a cutscene that doesn't exist. There we go. Okay, so yeah, this is turning out to be a pretty sloppy run, all things considered. Which isn't necessarily surprising, considering that it's my first one and possibly the first one. Oh, I should have made sure that my Mixer stream title was correct. It's probably not. Oh well. Not the end of the world. Only slightly false advertising. I can't tell if I got that coin or not. I will have to check in the menu.
Gold rank.
Okay, did I get that coin?
Nitro.
I did not get the coin. Okay, it's a good thing I checked. Because if I miss a coin and I don't notice until after the fact, then my splits will be wrong. Because my splits assume that I get all of the squares achievement at the same time as I get all the squares in Wild Hearts Never Die achievement. And so if I get all of the squares in Wild Hearts Never Die, but there are still more squares later on, then that's going to be a problem. And so I would probably have to straight up Alt-Tab and juggle my splits a little bit to recover from that. Okay, we don't still need a gold, so I can just camp out in the middle here. Aha, there we go.
Gold rank.
We don't need a gold, she says, getting a gold anyway. Okay. Ah, this level's giving me residual stress because the worst achievement is on here.
Gold rank.
Okay.
Rebel.
Okay. With the coin.
Move! I move.
I think this might be my least favorite level just because it feels so slow.
No?
So we are going to go through the left eye, and then die.
Well, it's mostly just so they can save when they come back. It lasts like 30 seconds.
And go through the left eye, and die. Go through the left eye, and die.
I will make your wish
And the
come
magician
true.
will show up
Would you like to
uninvited,
speak with me?
and we will say, "No, magician, I don't want you here." In theory, I guess you could menu and turn that off. Left eye for the 4th time. That will get us our riddle, and then we need to go over here for the coin. I guess, theoretically, if you start with the magician turned off, and then you don't get that when you're getting that riddle, and because that eats up time. But no, that's not
The world
faster in general, because you still have the, you'll still get that animation. So all you save is the menuing time, and you'd have to go back out and turn Magician back on in between getting singles and Album Arcade. Ow. I think I can probably face tank like 1 or 2 deaths here and still not completely be hosed. The question then becomes whether or not I will only get 1 or 2. Because yeah, if you die early in a level, then you'll be able to rebuild your multiplier. And if you die late in a level, you've already gotten a lot of points. So dying in the middle of a level is the worst, and dying not in the middle of a level is mostly recoverable. Now, if I was confident that I would be able to have perfect execution, then I could, in theory, get one of the riddles there, but I would prefer not to, because if I screw that up, then I can lose the level entirely, and I would rather not have to replay this level. I like the level, but I like the song. I'm not sure I'm wild about the level itself. Okay, if I'm remembering right, the cutoff is 60 anyway, so as long as we don't, like, get 0 points up here, we should be okay.
Nice. Gold rank. Heartbreak 5.
Okay. In case I need it later, actually no. I can just look it up from my phone if I really need to. There's a chance that if I did miss a coin somewhere and not notice, then I will need to know what the default undo split keybind. Oh, yep. I will need to know what the default undo split keybind is for life split, because if I get the one approach would be to change my auto splitter so that it splits twice if you get 2 achievements at the same time. That's actually probably smarter in the long run, but... Okay. And brief hello to that one before we go up here, because we need that square, and if we don't get that square, then we are sad. Now, we fall.
Gold rank. Transonic rank.
Ah!
I whiffed a coin. That one's annoying because you have to be on the correct side of the platforms.
Hi, can you not sit on me when I'm playing the red set?
Okay. Okay, so we need 0 flips, or any even number to get that coin. Okay. Dodge that one, dodge that one, dodge that. Okay. So it's basically impossible for me to dodge that one, at least with my reflexes as they exist right now. So I will instead take one for that and take a second one. Okay. 1, 2. Oof, there we freaking go. Alright, that counts as a cutscene. I forgot about that. If they put a coin on the right side of that junction and I turned left and couldn't get it, then I'm going to be a little bit upsetty. I forget where that coin actually is, or if there's a coin even there in the first place. So we'll have to check on that in the menu. Does that count as a cutscene? No, it does not. Okay.
Silver rank.
I didn't even get gold. That's annoying.
Hate skulls.
Okay, yeah, I was very close to gold, and I whiffed that coin. Okay. So the coin probably is where I thought it was. And I probably straight up needed it to get gold. Yeah, it would absolutely have made the difference. So we get 1, and we get 2, and we go through. We go right this time. Oh, and we faceplant directly into a wall. That's gonna kill the gold anyway, isn't it? Only one way to find out. It's just practice. It's time to practice. Okay, I do have a routing concern now, because... Oh, that's nowhere near good enough. But I did get the coin, although I needed the coin anyway.
And the paladin is also...
Okay. So yeah, the achievement that is skip 10 different levels cutscenes in a row is definitely something that I assumed would be in Album Arcade, but... Oh, and there goes that coin. I will just hope that I don't need it, because this is going to be annoying if I have to go back for it. So yeah, apparently you don't get the skip 10 different cutscenes in a row if you replay the same level, which we wind up doing a lot for this category. Whew, okay, there we go. That's the score that we need. So yeah, currently the route that I came up with has skip 10 cutscenes in a row in Album Arcade, but that isn't going to work since we're going to have to farm some stuff in Album Arcade. I wonder if you have to actually finish the level, or if you can just cheese it and just start a level, skip a cutscene, exit, start a different level, skip a cutscene, exit, rinse and repeat. My gut says you can probably cheese it. Yeah, I think... Yeah, so that's gonna throw off the sequence, Oh, that's not a cutscene. Yeah, it's gonna throw off the sequence of my splits, if I have to go for that separately, but while I'm doing that, I can make sure that I have all of the, squares outside of Wild Hearts Never Die. Actually, I could probably get the, skip 10 different cutscenes, starting with the levels that I'm about to have to replay anyway. Because, yeah, in my any percent run from earlier this weekend, I accidentally got the skip 10 cutscenes in a row achievement. Oh. Hopefully I'm gonna get gold anyway. Although there's a lot of level left. Now it's time to dab.
Silver ring.
That's not even gold. Okay. That does not spark joy.
Wild hearts never die.
I should probably have checked what the requirement for gold is, or that I got all the squares. I think I might be a little bit tilted already, and I'm probably less than halfway through the run. Ow. I probably am fine, though, this time. I'm hoping, because I don't want to have to replay this level for the 3rd time in a row. Okay. Okay, so that was inside. We're gonna look for... Okay, so yeah. So we need a silver... I should have checked what the... No, it's 15,000. I remember having checked that before. Okay.
Positive 700 level difference between that feature and this feature.
Okay.
Isn't going to be a massive jump, but look at that.
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna get as few points in this segment as possible to substantially decrease my chances of accidentally getting gold. Although strategic death there might have been enough to get that done on its own. Okay.
Silver rank.
And it's Heartbreak 3 that we need to go get bronze on. That probably would make sense, yeah. Oh. I may already have hit. Silver.
Would you like to skip this bit?
Yes, I would love to skip that bit, because there are points in that bit that I'm likely to get. Yep, okay, so that's... frustrating. Because it means I have to go replay inside and get gold on it again, which I have been struggling with. Dab Time 2.0. Well, actually, I think that's Dab Time 6.0 by now, but...
Bullseye. Gold rank.
Okay, so silver's 15, gold's 35. Okay.
What doesn't quite stick together so well when you start poking it.
Okay, that does not count as a cutscene.
I just thought a way to make the dungeons worse.
Silver rank.
Okay, so that's our silver.
Not with the fly.
And then we need to get bronze, which is 2,500, and not silver, which is 5,000. Okay. That death was strategic to make sure that our combo gets reset and don't get points for everything else. Is it important that we don't get more points, if even remotely feasible? Yes, I would love to skip this bit.
Bronze rank.
Okay, there's our bronze. Okay, and so that's 2 cutscenes that we have skipped in a row. So I will crawl through here, making sure that we didn't miss any coins, and skipping more cutscenes and quitting out. Okay, so that's our that's cutscene number 3. That's cutscene number 4. That's cutscene number 5. That's 6. That's 7. That's 8. 9. And 10? Okay. So that's going to be a note in the route, which I will go ahead and type in while I'm thinking about it. Okay, I've got the route pulled up on my phone, so let me just... So skipping 8 more cutscenes gets you Areas B. Okay. Okay, I will have to clean up my route document a little bit. Oh, you could have gone for 7, because we were about to skip the one that's here. Oh well. Oh, that coin's important. Take an L there. Does that count as a cutscene? No. Does this count as a cutscene? Yes. I die a lot of the time on this segment. Oh! Yep, there we go. Ow. Okay. Ow. Ow. Yeah, it's... Ow.
Would you like to skip skip this bit?
No, I'd rather not skip this bit, thanks. Ow. Ow. Okay, I'm not sure what I was doing differently that time, but it worked. Hopefully I haven't died so many times that I can't still get gold, because if I have to replay this, I'm going to be... Actually, not bad, because this level is good.
Then the voices of the three divine arcana echo from the beyond. And through the wind, their words soar. From the shards of your broken heart, the real peril is risen. You have restored the lost harmony of the world. Now you must go and find harmony in your own.
I have occasionally thought about running a meme category gay percent, where I kiss one of my partners at this moment right there. I don't have face cam set up, so I can't do it right now, plus my partner who is here is busy. Oh, I missed that. Okay. Okay, so this should let me get that coin. Hopefully I don't need those points, because if I do, I'm gonna be a sad cactus. Some. I don't quite get all of the story, but that might just be because my brain is small. Okay, so that did not in fact get us gold.
Not long ago, in a town much like yours.
Okay, so we got credit for the two of them at different times. So that means
Asleep.
I need to unsplit. Okay. Which means I'm gonna have to Google...
Wild hearts.
Okay, so
Album arcade
default...
unlocked.
Okay, so we have unlocked Album Arcade. Does Google tell me what the default undo split button is? No, it does not. Okay, so I'm just gonna Alt-Tab to my live split and right-click something and Control undo split. Okay, and now I am not desynced, so I can... So my run will end when it needs to. Okay, so... Okay, so then... We're going to get the riddle that's roll this wheel 10 backwards. And then we will go to extras, and we will... Oh, right. I still need to replay this and get gold. And die less. Okay. $832. Not bad. Oh, this is gonna take forever to upload, isn't it? That was close. Ah, so the secret is to start moving before you start being able to actually see what you're doing. Ah, because she doesn't start shooting until you can see what you're doing. So if you move before then... Ah... That's valuable information. I don't think any of this counts as a cutscene. Oh, the dragon transformation does. Oh, nice.
Echoed from the beyond. And through the wind, their words soared. From the shards of your broken heart, the real parallel is risen. You have restored the lost harmony on your own. Now you must go and find harmony in your pain.
Okay, so yeah, I think I should be good for gold now, but only barely.
Gold rank.
Okay.
Not long.
Skip that cutscene, skip the credits,
Sayonara, wild hearts.
and this will tell us that we've unlocked YOLO.
YOLO arcade unlocked.
Which we are about to go actually play. 250,000. Okay.
Long ago, a harmonious universe.
250,000 is our goal. We also need to get 10 risky, but I'm fairly certain it's very difficult not to get 10 risky, because you have to play Begin Again and a couple others that are just like give you several for free, even if you don't go for tough squares. This is another piece that probably isn't all that marathon safe. If you die at, like, 240k, then you're gonna have to replay the, like, 15 or 20 minutes before that you had to do. Which is unfortunate. If this category gets accepted into GDQ, even if it's being run by somebody else, I should probably go chill on the couch, considering how much of the work that went into this category was specifically me. Although maybe, like, somebody else will figure out a whole bunch of new routing stuff next week or something, or like in April, and it won't be as much kind of just Cactus doing Cactus things, but so yeah, one thing that wasn't immediately obvious to me about the arcade modes is that your combo resets between levels, which is probably very good, because if your combo didn't reset between levels, then you would just be getting absurd quantities of points until you died. Part of me wonders how difficult that would be to mod in, because somebody on the Discord was looking at mod stuff. That. Ooh, I just thought of a routing hack. If you skip, if you go for skip cutscenes so that the end of it is when you've done enough of the YOLO category, because you skip cutscenes in here and you don't farm. So I wonder, I feel like you could probably cut down on the cutscene skips by getting several of them in here. Because if you do it right, then you play Inside, and then Heartbreak 5, and then Heartbreak 3. Okay, Inside doesn't have a cutscene, so it's Heartbreak 5, Heartbreak 3, Wild Hearts Never Die. And that's 3. And in this, you Clair de Lune, you, Heartbreak 1. You Doki Rush, you Fighting Hearts. You Heartbreak 2, you Forest Ghost. And I think you can stop after Forest Ghost if you've been doing well at stuff, or Forest Dub if you haven't. So that's a pretty decent chunk of levels there too that you have cutscenes that skip. So if you're coming in with 3 and you play several more levels, then you might need 0 or 1 or something. Manual skips instead of 8 like we did. I'm gonna have to review the VOD after the fact and figure out how many cutscenes we're skipping in this mode and how many cutscenes we skip in before it, so that we figure out the theoretical minimum. Now, if you have to do what I did and farm Wild Hearts Never Die, then you would have to also get a couple more cutscene skips because you'd lose your progress after the second Wild Hearts Never Die. That's not insurmountable. You just go to the death ones before Inside and work your way backward until it gives you the riddle. Hang on a minute. I don't think we got the risky achievement. So I might have to keep playing until we get that. I've completely lost track at this point. Can we even get credit for doing riskies on Forest Ghost? Okay, so yeah, I think we don't have riskies. Oh, although we can get some of them in this level. Oh, hey, there we go. Okay. Cactus, no. Bad cactus. Okay, but we did at least get the risky, so we don't need to be conscientious about getting those. This is gonna be like, there's gonna be like an hour of potential time save by the time this run is done. There's probably already like an hour of potential time save, considering that I'm like halfway into the run. Actually, the 10 risky should put us at halfway. Yeah, so my splits are a little bit off because we got the skip 10 cutscenes early, but yeah, we should have half of the riddles done by now, and we will be getting them faster, at least in theory, once we start doing Album Arcade. Because, yeah, the routing on this one, I was all set to suggest silly things and farm when you're playing the level as a single, and then also get gold all squares. And then somebody on the Discord was like, hey, actually, you can get a lot of the farming ones in the in Album Arcade. And we found out that if you pause and restart in Album Arcade, it doesn't restart the entire album, only that one song. So that's pretty satisfying. Means we can farm a lot of the tough ones in YOLO Arcade so that we don't have to replay like every single level that we don't have interesting stuff to do. If I were really audacious, then I would go for 20 risky in this level here, but since this is YOLO, I don't want to have to restart again. That would make me a sad cactus. With that coin, but thankfully the coins aren't like vital to get now, because those just give us slightly more points, which means that we can safely die slightly sooner. Okay, so that doesn't count as a cutscene. I never remember which things count as cutscenes. But yeah, because basically for the routing, it was like, okay, so you have to play through every level once in Album Arcade. So if there's farming that you have to do for it before then, if you get the achievement for that level before you play it in Album Arcade, then you're playing it an extra time in Album Arcade for no reason. So you might as well just farm it in Album Arcade, so that you don't have to play it that one extra time. The downside to that setup is that if you hit one of the ones that's just a complete nuisance, and you are inclined to rage quit, you kind of can't. I mean, I suppose that you could, but it would kind of throw off the whole vibe. Because my original route had singles, and then Album Arcade, and then YOLO Arcade, and then the spinning the Zodiac menu. But then somebody was like, hang on a minute, it would probably be more satisfying if the run ends with Album Arcade. That way you get credits and the big epic good song at the end of the run. Which kind of makes sense. And with this routing, YOLO Arcade includes the halfway point of the run, so... It's also the easier half, because all of the grindy ones are just terrible. Oh, also, an issue that I'm just now thinking of is if you, like... Sometimes for the grindy ones, you don't quite know if you got it or not until you finish that level and either get credit for it or don't. So, if you finish that level and then move on to the next level, then that's kind of unfortunate. But I think there might be time between when it gives it to you and when you actually, like, exit the level, so that in theory, if you are super on the ball, then you can get everything at the right time. I might farm some riskies off of this. If I can... Yep. If I had died there, I would have been so mad. If I had died there, I probably would have just rage quit for the night. Another upside to having this category be not a race is you could, if you wanted to bump up the marathon safety a little bit, you could probably get some pre-made save files that have credit for some of the really difficult achievements. Like, in a marathon, if I, like, die at 24,000 points out of the... No, 240,000 out of the 250,000, then this sucks, and now everything's late. But if I have a pre-made save that I can switch to that has credit for that one, then it's not as big of a deal. Because, yeah, it invalidates the run, but it's not incredibly tedious to watch. Wait, why did I farm Riskies? I literally didn't need to. I got that already. Okay. Okay, Cactus, pay a little more attention. I get that you're tilted, but, like, throwing is bad. And rip your eyes. Okay, so we've got our 250.
Game over.
Okay, so that's bronze rank. So we are continuing to make progress. Okay.
Long ago, a harm.
Ooh, yeah, that could be nifty. Yeah. Album arcade race to a certain score could be interesting. Because then you aren't, like, hosed the instant anything bad happens. Okay, so the first level that we need interesting things from in arcade is Doki Doki Rush, where we need 20 near misses. So this and Heartbreak 1 have nothing interesting going on at all, but we can't get the no rank here because you don't get a rank for an individual level when you complete it in Album Arcade. So the ones that are like... Actually, I think that's the only one that's just get this category of rank on this level. Yeah. Yeah, if I'm remembering right, you can, yeah, if you make that the cutoff, then I think that is, in fact, how that works, but... I wonder if you could mod YOLO Arcade to make it so that it restarts that level instead of just killing the run. It would cease being YOLO at that point, but it would be a little bit more marathon safe than YOLO, and still a little bit higher stakes than Album Arcade. There's references in the code to an album shuffle mode, but I'm not aware of anything in the game that exposes that. Maybe you unlock that if you get, like, all wilds? Or maybe it's just not actually existing in the game at all. The code is just still in there, but they took the UI for it out. Okay, so this is Doki Doki Rush, and we need to get 20 near misses. One, two, three. Ow. Okay, and excitingly, if we hit something, then we have to restart, because it quits counting if we die. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Whew. First, not quite first try, but second try. Okay, the next one that requires things of us, got to pull up the route on my phone. Oh, Fighting Hearts, we have to get all good. Oh, this one's... Ah, one perfect. Ah. Thanks. Yes, okay. Okay, so then we can relax until Forest Ghost. doesn't matter how well I do on this level, but I feel better if I'm getting a high score, so it makes it at least a little bit engaging. Okay, so this is Forest Ghost, which I need to get all perfect. Okay. So now we can relax again until Hearts and Swords. Another thing to remind future Cactus to check is if you get credit for picking up a coin that you missed and then immediately quitting out of the level. Because if you can do that, you don't have to replay the entire level to go back for the one coin that you missed, then that might actually be an important strat to have available. Okay, so we're gonna not even go for this coin because I don't need it. Ha. I should look up the any percent strats to see what death skips I could be using. Although I probably can't be too aggressive with those, because I do still need to be picking up half of the squares. Which I should probably be a little more deliberate about doing. Because if I get to the end of this and I don't have all of the squares, I'm going to cry. Or half of the squares. I'm not gonna get it, am I? I've jinxed myself by saying that. Okay, so this should be hearts and swords. So we need to take a massive L every time. Okay, so yeah, thankfully we can just not touch things.
Would you like to skip this bit?
I would love to skip this bit.
Would you like to skip this bit?
I would love to skip this bit. I would love to skip this bit. And there's our riddle. So yeah, we cleverly skipped the entire level there. And then, okay, so this one, whew. Okay, so we have to get no small hearts. This one's a bit of a nuisance. Ow. That's probably okay. Did I get a... I think, based on those numbers, I must have gotten a heart at some point, or something. Because there's no way to get that score if your building blocks are all... Oh, I'm not smart. This is in the context of Alvin Arcade, so... Okay. Oof, yes. Okay. Okay, we don't need anything in this, but we will need something in Heartbreak 4. Okay. It is still smart to go for squares, because we need a bunch of them eventually. So yeah, if we are at 230 right now, sub 3 is probably theoretically possible. I am not going to be able to get sub 3 in this run.
Sayonara, wild heart.
going for the mission here is to spam the teleport that we unlock right here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40. Okay, this is the one that sucks. Because we have to get 0 points on this entire level. Close, though. decide to run this category. Okay, this is the only bad one, though, is the thing. Like, the rest of them are a little bit of a nuisance sometimes. This is the only one that actively sucks, and if I can get a consistent setup nailed down, then... Yes, yeah, stick to this That's tasty. Okay. Okay. My phone has died, so hopefully I don't need the route anymore. Should be good. Death skips, skip how far, so I'm not gonna go for that. Plus I need squares. I should probably route the squares a little more aggressively. I should have 3 splits left, I think. To patch up some stuff after the fact, or manually effectively split it by a couple of steps. Yeah, because my phone's not so.
Nice.
hours, then I'm going to be cranky. Okay. Just go for squares. Probably at a place where I don't need to go for risky cubes, but I should probably go squares, but I should probably still go for the non-risky ones. Can I get a 315? No, there's no way I can get 315. That's not how math works. I could get 320 though.
Then the voices of the three divine arcana echoed from the beyond. And through the wind, their words soared.
Oh, hey, Vi.
From the shards of your broken heart, the real peril is risen. You have restored the lost harmony of the world. Now you must go and find harmony.
It's technically conceivable that I might get gold here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get gold. Yep, that puts me on pace for gold.
Not
Sayonara, wild hearts.
Ah, 3:18:48. That. Sub 3 is absolutely possible. I could have gotten sub 3 just by getting. If I had practiced the Night Drive 0, then I would have been sub 3 just from that. And then I died like a half dozen times and there were a couple routing oopses. So I think sub 230 is probably possible. Sub 2 might be a stretch. But yeah. I did it. Oh, thanks for tuning in. Time to give this 6 months to upload. Thanks.